Pew. What is going on, nerds of wrestling, and welcome to today's episode of What's Up Wrestler, a podcast by nerds of wrestling. It is I, your host, Justin Del Rio, and my guest at this very time is Denisse Day. Denisse, what is going on? How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Living a dream, another day in paradise. Just trying to take day by day with especially the crazy stuff we're going through right now. I don't know where you're located, but how are things in your neck of the woods with this whole COVID thing?
Um, I think just because we're such a small town, we're able to manage with everything that's going on. It took everybody by surprise. But again, since it is a small town, actually, when the vaccines were already, initiated, everyone went to go get it as soon as possible. So I guess in that case, we're doing good. Um, it's just like everybody else in the world, just waiting for things to get better.
Yeah. Where are you located, if you don't mind me asking?
No, but I am from Laredo, Texas. Um,
Well, Texas. Wow. All right.
yeah, Texas, baby. Woo! um, yeah. So we're managing like everyone else, I guess you could say.
I feel like all of Texas, like the whole state, seems to be doing not bad. I mean, excuse my language, but holy shit, they're fucking ballsy. Like having full capacity at I just saw they had full capacity at the Texas Rangers, Houston Astros, and wrestling is gonna start touring in Texas from what I heard. I mean, if WWE is planning to travel, why not Texas first? I mean, Texas is already having full capacity, so fuck it, why not, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly why they're doing it. I mean, you know what? I don't know. It's just, I guess we're just, I don't know. Like you said, tough. I guess in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something we never expected to happen. No one did. We got to make the best of it. I mean, we can't stop living our lives, you know? So, I mean, hey, why not, right? Like you said, wrestling's going on tour. F it.
Do you see yourself going to any shows coming up at all? Because I feel like it's going to be pretty tough to get tickets.
You know, yes, I do, because the one of the tours that I believe it's gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, in Dallas, from one of them, and it is actually a couple days before my birthday, so it could be a birthday gift for myself. I am just saying, just throwing it out there.
You're just throwing it out there.
Throwing
If
it
any is going to buy tickets for Denisse, go for it.
just throwing it out there.
Speaking of WWE, WWE just released 6 WWE superstars. I'm pretty sure you heard.
Yeah.
Really quick before we get to know more about Denisse, what are your thoughts on the current releases? Where do you see them going?
Everyone in any roster has potential, and obviously, like any wrestler, they always give their best in everything that they do. So it is sad in a way to see them go, but I mean, there is a lot of more opportunities there. I mean, yes, WWE is one of the highest wrestling corporations, right? But I mean, there is other industries available to them. It's like, if wrestling is something they really want, then in my personal opinion, like, then don't stop. There's so
Right.
many opportunities out there for you. It's not just this. And for everyone that got released, I mean, yeah, it's a little sad, but they have so much talent, and it's just, I guess, in another way, another opportunity to show what they got in different, in different areas, I
Right.
would say. So sad, but I mean, hey, one door closes.
Another one opens. Yeah, I like how you said WWE isn't the only place. Yeah, it's an amazing That's what all the wrestlers work for, to go to WWE. But
Yeah.
I was mentioning before to a friend of mine, I'm like, independent wrestling is taking over the world. Like, these wrestlers are going to be fine no matter where they go. They're going to be good. I mean, Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, Lana, Ruby Riott, Braun Strowman, they're all gonna be good. They have literally nothing to worry about. I know it sucks right now because like shit, I don't have a job, but bro, like you guys are gonna be fine. Like you're gonna be making bank once you like able to take bookings.
Especially, yeah, like you mentioned, like these people are talented. Like you can't just say that's it for them. Hell
Right.
no, hell
No,
no.
hell
We're
no.
craving them. Like everyone, like not just like the wrestlers, but the fans. Like they're wanting to see more of them. They don't want it to end. And I mean, a voice is very powerful.
Yeah.
And if we really want them to keep going, and if they want it, I mean, there's no stopping them.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure like there's 6 wrestlers who got released. I'm pretty sure if not all of them already have a contract to somewhere else, are already taking bookings like crazy. So they're good. But anyway, let's stop talking about that. Let's talk about Denise Day. Who is Denise Day? How did Denise Day get into the world of professional wrestling?
So obviously, when we all started watching wrestling, we look up to these wrestlers. Um, I personally I looked up to AJ Lee at the time. You know, she was this geek, this nerd, this freak, the anti diva, which
Everything.
is everything, which is everything, right? Because personally, like I always was told, like women have to do this, women have to wear heels, women have to wear dresses, and all these things, and I never understood that. You know, women could just be in jeans and a weird jacket and just have like just be herself. And for someone to break down barriers, just like AJ Lee, she told me that she showed me it's okay to be different. And also I did like grew up watching up a lot of John Cena at the time, and I just loved his message of like never giving up. If you really want something, you just go get it. And if so having those two role models, not just as wrestlers but someone to look up to, just helped a lot impact of who Denise Day is. So basically, I call myself the dream catcher. You want something, you go get it. If it's a dream, don't let it just be a dream. Make it a reality. Um, and that's exactly what she is. Like, if you want something, just go get it. No matter how crazy it seems, no matter how many obstacles they're gonna come, like you just have to get it. And that's something that I am, not just Denise Day, but like myself, as I'm always a go getter. I like to call myself a go getter. If I want something, I'm gonna try, and like I'm not gonna take no for an answer. Like if there's a will, there's a way.
Right, of
So
course.
I guess that's exactly what Denise Day is, and that's what I wanna portray to like anyone. Like I do want to inspire some people as well, because I was privileged enough to have these beautiful people show me all these amazing things in the world, and I want to be able to give back. And wrestling for me it's sad. Like that's all I had at the time growing up. It was my escape. So if I can be that escape for some little girl in the audience, or a little boy in the audience, that's exactly what I want to do. And that's who Denise Day is. It's this weird little chick, but has so many dreams, and she is gonna break down every door, every barrier. She is not taking no. That's who she is.
I love it. You said AJ Lee and John Cena were 2 wrestlers that you looked up to. I feel like a lot of people looked up to John Cena.
Mhm.
If you could recall, what are some of your favorite matches that you first discovered both AJ Lee and John Cena?
Okay, so the way I got into wrestling, um, so I grew up with boys, as it is, right? My mom had a best friend, and all she had was boys. Keep in mind, I was like 7 years old. I was like, okay, let's see. So I go into their room, and they're like play fighting or wrestling in this case, and they're actually watching wrestling. And I was like, okay. At the time, I didn't know, but then I go back into the room, and I just hear at the time John Cena's theme song, and for some reason, I don't know what caught my attention, and I just remember sitting there and just seeing this match happen, and it caught my eye, and I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to do that. So ever since that, I would just go back to their house. I would play like the referee, but eventually I was like, I want to be the wrestler. Um, and I also because I have a very dory head, I really can't remember portray like a match,
Right
but
now.
it was just this moment that I knew that I was like, that's what I want to do. And as far as like AJ Lee, I mean, I don't know. Just seeing her from NXT, I mean, like I said, her being this little goofball, being this nerd. That's one of my earliest memories, I guess you could say, when they're having this whole, oh, is it? I guess contest. I don't know. I can't
Yeah,
really.
Nexus, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
they
NXT
had
back in like
pros.
2011. Yeah,
Yeah, they had pros, and they had to be like beat, like in elimination and all like
right.
these things. That's one of the earliest memories I can recall. Um, I love the feud that she had with Caitlyn at the time.
Oh, dude, that's like one of our best rivalries like of all
Yeah.
time.
Um, the pipe bomb that she dropped on the Divas. Um, Beautiful. No one can lace up my Chuck Taylors. I was like, yes,
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 yes.
yes. All these things. It's just, and I remember seeing her for the first time live, and the same goes to John Cena. I mean, I was a little kid, right? And I remember like crying my eyes out because I was actually seeing them in person. And I look at my mom like, "Is this really happening?" And my mom's just staring at me like,
What's wrong with you?
"What
Like,
is wrong with you?"
calm down.
Like, these are the people that I like looked up to, like role model wise. You get me?
Yeah,
And I was like, I don't know. I guess those are my memories.
absolutely incredible. You could not have said it better. Fast forward, when you're a little older, when you're like, okay, I really want to do wrestling. I really want to do this. What wrestling schools did you discover? What was it like to first step foot into that ring and take your first bump?
Um, so shows here locally, we did have some. A friend of mine, which I would always go to his house because we would watch wrestling. Again, I was like the only girl in the group because they just loved it. So I tagged along with them, and they told me about the LWA at the time, which is Laredo Wrestling Alliance. And so I went to shows, and eventually, one of the coaches from Five Star Wrestling, which is where I'm training right now, messaged me and just informed me like, if you are interested in really doing this, come, give it a look, check it out, right? And that's exactly what I did. So that was September of 2019. I went, I got in the ring, and you just know, you just had this feeling, and that's exactly what I had. Taking the first bump, I'm not gonna lie. Ow! I was,
Was it a back bump?
yes. They're like, they start you off right, but eventually your first real bump is just like, wow, like you're literally gonna put your body through this, and that is
Right.
crazy. But it wasn't scary. It was just like, I'm ready for it. Like, bring it on. Let's see what you got.
It seems like your dog is cheering for you back there, and I absolutely love it. After the back bump that you took, were you going through like some negative mindsets, like I don't know if I could do it, or did you, like you said, not give me more?
No, I was the opposite. I was like, this is bring it on. I have this energy. Like I said, I grew up with boys.
Right.
I grew up rough and tough, I guess you can say. I can take a hit. I can take I can take it. I just like, let's go. I'm ready.
I mean, I have a twin brother and a little brother who's actually like, a lot taller than me. We never fought, and I'm actually like a big wimp, so like I would never get into fights. So kudos to you. I don't know how you guys, do what you do in that wrestling ring. After training was done, what was your first match? How long did it take you to get booked?
So um so I started in September, and in November I had a little injury. I fractured my ankle, so I was out for a while. And then I came back February, fast recovery. Woo. Um, and obviously because of the whole pandemic that was going on, obviously we weren't allowed to have shows and have people and all the gatherings. So my dream was always to have my first match before I hit 20. which was either because I was already 18, 19. I was 19 at the time. So I was like, I have to have it before 20 somehow. So my coach, being the amazing person that he is, he had like this show in the back, in his home, which is where we train, the backyard. And he had wrestlers come down, and yes, we all did precautions and everything. Um, and it's literally the day before my birthday that we had that show, and it was my first match, and I just I just loved it because I was like, technically, we did do it before I turned 20, so it's good. It was a
It
day
counts.
before.
It counts. It counts, everybody. I mean, you weren't 20 yet, so you still. It was the day before, so it does count. Even if it was 25 minutes before midnight, it still counts. So just just say, what was that like? I know you said it was very cool, but what was it like to step foot into the ring as a professional wrestler for the first time? Doing your match.
Well, I've wanted it since I was 8 years old, and it took 11 years, obviously, to do something like that. And sadly, I wasn't. I mean, if I could have done it younger, I would have. Um, but I had so many personal things going on here back at home. And I thought, like, because of all these things that were happening back at home, that my dream was literally just going to be a dream, that I was never going to be able to accomplish it. So having that first match meant everything to me, because that's when it showed me that if you really wanted something, you go get it. And ever since that day, like, everything I've always put myself in mind, like, I go for it. Like, there's nothing that's going to stop me. So having that match, I don't know, it's like not only like a sense of relief, but it's also like, you did it, kid. You did
Right.
it. That 8-year-old little Sophie that you just thought that it was going to be a dream. It's not. Like, congratulations. Kudos.
I love that. I love that. During the pandemic, when the pandemic hit, how were you able to kind of keep such a positive mindset?
It was hard. I mean, like anybody, we all went through the pandemic. We all thought, like,
This is it. Like, this is
this
the
is
end. Like, I
it.
thought this was it.
Yeah, legit. I mean, so many people were losing lives and everything. Um, I had to take a break from wrestling as well, from because of the pandemic, because my mom ended up actually getting COVID, and she got it really bad, and to the point where we thought we were going to lose her. So my mindset was in another place, because my mom is all I had, because I only grew up with my mom. I didn't get to grow up with my dad. So, like, losing the only parent I had, I I had I turned, like, I went into this whole depression mode. Um and seeing my mom, which is another, like, an actual role model that I look up to, not just wrestlers, but I grew up with really strong women, which is another reason why this Denise Day is as strong as she is, because I grew up with these women showing me that there's nothing that's going to stop them. And my mom kicking COVID's ass in this case, I'm sorry, but she did. Um, it just, like, if she can beat this thing that has no cure just yet, I mean, hey, like, I'm going to be okay. So she encouraged me to, once, like, she got better, and thankfully I never got it. So I had to stay away from my mom for a while, and it was like one of the hardest things I had to do, because you just want to hug your parents, you just want to be able to be with them. But once she got better, she just encouraged me to go back and not to stop living my life and go back to kick butt in that ring. So that's exactly what I did. And that gave me 10 times strength to continue doing wrestling. And I love my mom for that.
I love that so much. Great. I no, seriously, I do love that. Who are some wrestlers that you faced that you really want to have a match against again?
So again, we are in a small little town, Laredo. There's not much right here. A lot, actually, women. I wrestle the same girl almost every single time, because she is my partner, which is not bad, because it's also good because we both know how we work. I did get to wrestle Phoebe in Uvalde, it at AWP, and she is as rough as tough as they get.
Yeah, no, I heard about Phoebe. Oh, she's crazy.
Yeah. So, I do like wrestling her. It is cool. I would like to have another match with her because I did ended up taking the L. So I do want my rematch. I want it, and hopefully I get to get the win this time. I'm hoping for it. Um,
Correct me if I'm wrong. You wrestled SJ Vega a few times,
Just
correct?
Vega.
Yeah, yeah. We nerds of wrestling knows SJ Vega. Tell us about SJ. What was it like? What's it like wrestling her?
Well, me and SJ started together. Oh, sorry, I almost fell. Me and SJ started together. She did have prior wrestling experience, but she did take a little break and she came back at the same time that I started. So it was like we both are in this journey together. Um, it's cool. I love wrestling with her because like I said, she's my partner in the ring, but she's also a friend in real life. So like once you have a good connection with somebody, everything in that ring just flows. And I mean, back then we would used to panic, like, oh my God, how is this match gonna happen? How is this gonna go? What are we gonna do? But like, it's like having a bond with somebody and just being able to put it in the ring. It's great. It's great when you have a bond with somebody.
Hell yeah. As I stated before in the beginning, independent wrestling is taking over the world. Before we end this podcast, tell the nerds where you see Denise Day in the next 2 to 3 years. Where do you want to wrestle?
From nerd to nerd.
Yeah, there you go.
From nerd to
I
nerd.
love it. You're the first person that ever said that. I love that.
Um, you know what? How about this? There's no place yet because, and only because, like I mentioned earlier, there's so many places to wrestle in, and each industry has something to offer, just as well as a wrestler has something to offer in the table. So I don't know yet, but just know that I'm gonna be around for a while, and I'm gonna continue kicking butt. I'm not gonna say the A. I'm
You
gonna
can.
continue.
You can swear. It's fine. It's
I try not
okay. No, you're good. You can swear. Like it's a kid friendly show, but you can swear. It's ass. It's okay.
well, I'm gonna continue kicking butt. Okay, let's just keep it PG for now.
Okay.
And I promise that I'm gonna make that 8-year-old little dream come true. Hopefully, down the line, I don't know. We'll see about a title. I do have big dreams, so um, I'm just gonna continue breaking down barriers for like women before us did, and I plan to be one of those too.
Denise, I am rooting for you like crazy. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. This has been so much fun. I definitely hope to have you on again in the near future.
I would love to. Thank you for having me.
No, of course. Before we do sign off, though, tell the nerds where they could find you.
Okay, so you guys can find me on Instagram on official Denisse_day. If you want to follow my journey, please go ahead. I also have a Facebook. Uh, I have it as Denise Day as well, so you can find me anywhere, guys. Please, and if you want to message me, anything, have questions, I'm still human, still person, not just a wrestler. Talk to me. I will love to have endless conversations.
Exactly. I love it. Denise, thank you so much again. This has been an episode of What's Up Wrestler, a podcast by Nerds of Wrestling. I am your host, Justin Del Rio. Peace out, nerds.